Hi Vishal, good afternoon. Am I streaming fine for all of you? Good afternoon all of you, good afternoon. Carlo, Abhilash, Aman, Shantanu, Shubham, Priya, good afternoon. Chalo, let's get started. Yeah, am I streaming fine? No buffering? Yeah, I hope it's sharp and clean. Okay, that's nice. Chalo, let's continue from where we left yesterday. So today's discussion, I'll continue with the same topic of origin first and then move on to our next unit. So revising pehle, we always spend the first few minutes revising what we have covered. And a standing instruction or suggestion rather, okay, revise, recap, is it's nice if you can do your summaries daily and bring to class, and as I am revising, you can go back and check your summaries also. कि सारा points है, नहीं है, कुछ छूट गया है. Okay, Tehseen Jabin, good afternoon. Venkatesh, good afternoon. Okay, ठीक है. So about, अच्छा वो article देखा आप लोगों ने? Article तो नहीं, I send you a link on the Wikipedia. Because these topics are not there in regular books. The out of Africa theory, out of China is a debatable theory. Some terms, some names, and the maps are nice. Okay, make sure you add some maps from those. Okay, my video on YouTube, kaun sa wala Shubham? I forget, did I commit something? Caucasus pe. Yes, I think I mentioned that. You just have to, on the YouTube, the Forgotten Home, I think that's what's the name of that video. Acha, it slipped me also. Maybe I'll look up the, okay, maybe I can do that right now. It's not a big deal. Caucasus. अरे नेटवर्क क्या हो गया मेरा? Yeah, it says Caucasus, the forgotten cradle of civilization. Okay, I am forwarding that on the common group of geography. You can go back and have a look. ठीक है, I've done that. देख लेना बाद में. That area also has one conflict area called as Nagorno-Karabakh, Armenia, Azerbaijan. उस पे भी एक वीडियो है. I recorded not now. It's been some time. वो भी मैं फॉरवर्ड कर देता हूं आप लोगों को. Yeah, I think these two videos will help you in some understanding. ठीक है, I've done that. Look up your geography वाला जो common group है, not your individual groups of your course. The common group that we have, उसमें कर दिया. OOC extension, no Nikhil, not extension, it's an alternative. The others say, you know, see it's like this, when evolution happens, one theory says the evolution always happens from one place. एक जगह से शुरू होता है, and there the changes happen, and from there migration happens. Another theory says the evolution can happen at more than one place. It's polycentric. We call this principle as the principle of homoplasy बोलते हैं. Okay, so same life form can evolve in North America, also in Africa, also in India, also in somewhere else. So this also, and this is debate. Nobody knows exactly what must have happened. So because of the genetic variations we have, the type of genetic pool the East Asians have, Mongoloids have, is different from the genetic pool that we have for rest of the world and Europe. So there is a possibility that the same species, Homo sapiens sapiens, was evolving in two different places at the same time. These are tigers, Siberian tiger. Okay, we have the Sumatra tiger, we have the Indian Royal Bengal tiger. Okay, we have tigers of Central Asia, Russian tiger. It's alag-alag tigers. So one theory says that same species tiger was evolving not from one place. So the tiger evolves from India. How did it cross Himalayas and go as far as Siberia? Okay, and they look different. They are much larger. They have a different gene pool. So this principle is called as homoplasy. A theory hai, the homoplasy theory in evolution. Okay, so ये debatable hai. We do not know. But for most of the acceptance theories में, most people accept कि Africa was the single home. शुरू वहीं से हुआ है. This question, why Africa? So I was reading some time back. Evolution happens when there is enormous amount of gene diversity. जहां पर बहुत ज़्यादा genes होता है. Because in lot of gene, lot of species, lot of life forms, वहां पर शुरू होता है competition. Okay. So generally, because of the climate conditions, because of dense forests maybe, because of diverse food variety, Africa has historically had tremendous amount of gene pool. Maybe because of that. But ऐसा भी नहीं है कि there was no gene pool other places also. Okay, so while there are debates, but most accept that Africa with its conditions, temperature, water, forests, climate, then the climate changed also, as I said, savannification hua. So because of those factors, okay, Africa is where the things happened. And that area of Lake Victoria, River Nile, यहाँ पे पानी swamps भी था शायद, that helped probably. Okay, so I do not know the details of why Africa, but this is the most likely reason. So OOC, out of China hypothesis, is an alternative. OOC ऐसे नहीं बोल रहा है कि अफ्रीका में हुआ नहीं है. OOC says no, अफ्रीका में हुआ है, all agree अफ्रीका से हुआ होगा. But alternative say कि there could be more than one place where the evolution has happened. ठीक है? So OOC is not rejecting OOA, okay, but OOC is giving us a multiple location evolution possibility, whereas OOA says it's a single point evolution from where the species spread out. ठीक है, Nikhil? Okay, so about the evolution, you know about Africa, okay, you know about the species, you understand what is hominoids, what are hominids, what are homonins, and what are great apes, what are lesser apes. There is one diagram in your Majid Hussain. अगर लाए हो तो आप खोल के देख लेते हैं इसको एक बार quickly. Okay, so this is in page number Races of Man. This is chapter number 2. Open up page number 72. If you have the book, I'll show you the page. All of you, please carry your textbooks. If not every day, at least on the day when I'm recommending. Okay. Yeah, page 72 in my book, which is edition 5. I think 6 maybe wahi page hai. Okay, so let me enlarge this so all of you can have a look. So if you can see this page of mine, Oh, I forgot my pencil. कोई बात नहीं. So here with some diagram here, it says the possible ancestor. एकदम नीचे देखो. The possible ancestor is gibbon. Gibbon is the lesser apes, and then 26 million years ago, it says here. Okay, so hominidae alag ho raha hai धीरे धीरे, and on this side we have got, you can see this gibbons here. Okay, gibbon is the lesser apes, ये अलग हो रहा है. Okay, and then orangutan. Okay, hominidae का एक part orangutans हैं, chimpanzees हैं. These are the greater apes. Okay, and the rest is moving on. This is the hominids now happening. So from Australopithecus, we have the hominins. The Australopithecus about 4 million years ago. दिख रहा है ये वाला point here? Okay, Australopithecus here. Then we have, now ये 4 million years ago से branch out हो रहा है. But this species, okay, इसके पहले we had Ramapithecus. This book doesn't have mention, नहीं किया है. And these timelines will vary. Ramapithecus, I said, around 14 million years ago. Australopithecus started evolving around 7-8 million years ago. 4 million में ये अलग हो रहा है. Okay. You move ahead. Then we have Homo erectus. Homo erectus, Neanderthal man here. Then Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens is around 5 lakh, 1 lakh, so around 3 lakhs if you see amount mentioned here. Around this time, Homo sapiens is now branching out. And the Neolithic cultures, यानी ऊपर लिखा हुआ है, this is the new stone age, approximately around 10,000 years ago. And with this, you also have branching out of different races. The races are the same species. Is in terms of some gene variations. We have Australoids, okay, and the rest, Bushmen, Negroids, fine. Okay, so this is the beginnings of the race differentiation. Okay, so this is a detailed one. You don't need as much of detail. I just want to know what are lesser apes, which are gibbons, orangutan, chimpanzees, gorillas. These are the greater apes. Okay, ये सब मिलाकर you start off with hominoids, hominoids becoming hominids, and from this we call this as the hominins. Hominins are the closest ancestors from where human species evolved. Okay, so that's one discussion. You can see this. Now I will want you to maybe read back in your room. आराम से पढ़ लेना इसको. The evolution of man, page number 71 in my book. Your book, I don't know, page 66 है. ये क्या है देखो. There's one section called Evolution of Man. कौन से page में है? 71. Okay. Now these readings are not very detailed reading नहीं है. Very fast. Very fast. Oh, I have the pencil here. A very fast reading. Okay. So no direct evidence established. First man appeared when he was born. Comparing biological man. Okay. With other living species. He's called as the primates. The first. Okay, primates, the older mammals. So you just scan through. There are shrews, lemurs, monkeys, apes, and so on. So tertiary times, 5 million years ago, this is when the mammals start emerging, alpine orogeny. So very fast. You don't have to be very detailed. And then apes, arboreal. Arboreal means living on trees. The animals were arboreal. They were vegetarian. Okay, then they started adapting to walking and running. Thumb opposed fingers, opposable thumb बताया था आपको मैंने. This one, adoption of erect posture is one feature. Then we have stereoscopic vision, like unlike many other animals. There is intelligence, and they specialize. The change of habitat. The final stage, page 73 में जो last passage है, the final stage in the evolution of man. Okay, Homo sapiens sapiens. So this paragraph talks about the Pliocene times. The forests became savanna. You see my point here? Look at the 10, 12 lines maybe. And the forest became savanna, the steppes. The herbivorous animals multiplied. Man's ape-like forebears. They become wholly terrestrial and more carnivorous. Okay? So this is the savannification wala theory jo hai. Okay? You move down again, savanna, grassland, steppes, open landscape hai. Toward the close of Pleistocene. This time is approximate around 1.5-2 million years ago approximately. So a very fast read. How did man evolve? Okay, the next page, okay, some first paragraph, page 74 mein. Don't go beyond that. It'll not make much sense. So a quick idea about how the evolution happened. Stay with the notes largely. Then we have yeah. So there is this page 70 mein hai. There's one diagram here. Okay, how did the dispersion happen? So dispersion somewhere here, यहाँ शुरू हो रहा है. Okay, from here, one route goes like this, one comes here, one from here. ये दिखा रहा है. If you look at Wikipedia, it says that this is the southern route. This one is the northern route. Okay, this one turning on this side 40,000 years ago. This is the Neanderthal man. Okay, you come towards India, then towards Southeast Asia, 40,000, 6,000 years approximately here. Okay? And then how from here the cross bhi ho raha hai around 10-15,000 years ago. The Mongoloids from here, they crossed into North America. They come here and then they spread down here. Okay, so a simplified diagram of this page will suffice for all of you. This is page 70. 70 mein ye map hai. Because I have given some ideas yesterday. You have some maps from Wikipedia. Try making one nice hybrid map and don't bother about exact dates. 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 40,000. Round numbers yaad rakho. It doesn't have to be exactly 30,000 years. Around 40,000 years ago is good enough. Take all of you here. Any questions on this? Any doubts on this, all of you? Chalo, let's move on then. The next topic I'll discuss today is population distribution. I'm just setting my screen. Yeah. So we move on towards the next topic. Population distribution. This was a popular topic earlier. Lately, not too many questions asked. Paper 2 mein again, once or twice they've asked. No, don't go that detail, Shubham. Utna zarurat nahi hai. Okay, just 1 or 1.5 page, that's good enough. Okay? So, I think this can be a good question to ask and discuss, but not too many questions lately. So when I taught the topic, I'll give you the questions also. Okay? How is the population distributed? So, point number 1. So, approximate हमारा population कितना है? World का? About 8.2 billion is our population approximately. The second point here is that this population is not uniformly distributed. It's not that every place has the same type of population. Okay. The population is about 8.2 billion population, and the population is not uniformly distributed. Okay. So if I look at the pattern of distribution, if you look at the pattern of distribution, so one important conclusion is the northern hemisphere, approximately 90% of the world's population. Southern में land ही नहीं है for that matter. Not much land in South America, not much land in Australia. I'm still modest here, it could be even more. The bulk of the population is in the northern hemisphere. Why? Because the northern hemisphere has a bulk of the land, as simple as that. Okay. Then you find there is higher amount of population in the tropical areas and in the subtropical areas. Generally within 40-45 degrees north and south, we have most of the population. In fact, if you look at some of the most dense population areas, South Asia dense है, Southeast Asia dense है, dense populations in parts of southern China. Okay, so bulk of the populations of the world are in tropical areas and subtropical zones. That is within about 40-45 degrees north and south. Okay, इसका reason वही है, एक तो this area has much of the land, this area has more land, and this area has supporting climate, it has supporting rivers, it has a long agricultural season. We don't have the Siberia type of cold conditions. So climate, rivers, water availability, agriculture support ho raha hoga. So these tropical areas have the bulk of the population. In fact, if I talk about the three major pockets, एक South Asia is a very large pocket. ये पूरा tropical है almost. The Southeast Asia is again a major pocket. Okay. Then we have even the southern and the middle China. Southern middle China. We also have a southern US. Okay. So all these areas are within 40-45 degree latitudes. Okay. Even parts of southern Europe also. Even parts of southern Europe. Dense population areas, parts of France, parts of Italy, parts of Spain. Okay. So largely, these areas have good supporting climate, water, agriculture, and these were the locations of some of the early civilizations also. Okay. They are also locations of early civilizations, Mesopotamia, Nile Valley civilizations. Can I add here? ये जो locations हैं, locations are also the areas of civilizations. Nile Valley, we have a Mesopotamia Valley, we have the Harappan civilization, we have the Yunnan civilization in parts of China, we have certain older civilizations of southern Europe. Okay. These areas have had populations for a long time. Nile Valley civilization, 2-3 names will suffice. Nile Valley, Mesopotamia, which is Iraq, Euphrates and Tigris. We have the Harappan civilization. Okay. In fact, even the Ganga civilization, Harappan and the Ganga civilization, the Gangetic Valley of the Vedic and later Vedic times. Okay? Then we have the Yunnan civilization of southern China, Yunnan, and we have civilizations of southern Europe. Okay. If you know about Minoan civilizations, okay, so there are some small groups. Okay. So this is an area which we say has a long history of population settlements. यहाँ पे बहुत दिनों से लोग रहते हैं. These areas have a long history of population settlements. If in one place, like in India, why do we have as much people? Why do we have 1.4 billion people? क्यों है इंडिया में? Why does China have almost 1.4 billion? Why? Okay. Asia has 60% of the world's population. Why? Because these places may we have people living for a longer time. Australia was not populated till as late as 1800s. Khali tha. Canada, not much population till the first part of 20th century. So when people are living for a longer time, आपको inertia भी होगा. And yesterday I was looking up some video. It said the oldest country in terms of cultural identity is Egypt, and the second oldest is India. Okay, almost 4,000-5,000 years, so people have been living there. Okay? So they have a long history of human settlements. So that's one of the patterns. So within tropics, the third pattern is in terms of continents. In terms of continents, so more than 60% of population is in Asia. Okay, almost 10 to 15% are in Africa, less than 10% and declining is in Europe, and again 10 to 15% are in North America. Okay, this is the approximate breakup of population distribution of the world. Asia has 60% of the world's population. Africa around 10 to 15%. Europe less than 10 and is declining. The peak Europe was almost 15%, less than 10% and declining in Europe. North America ran around 10 to 15% of the world's population. ये groups में, okay, the reason I said, why does Asia have this much population? Why? Again, Asia का reason है, Asia is large. It is the largest continent. तो उसमें लोग ज़्यादा होंगे, वैसे भी होंगे. Asia is entire South Asia, Southeast Asia, the entire China, Japan. Asia is Central Asia, Middle East. Asia is large. Asia again has, okay, some of the oldest civilizations. Asia has, okay, some of the best agricultural conditions. Okay, that's why, okay, and Asia has, okay, three major population pockets. Asia has three major population pockets. What are they? South Asia as a pocket, okay, big pocket. Southeast Asia as a pocket. Keep writing, please. So Asia has three major pockets. South Asia as a pocket, Southeast Asia as a pocket, and also East Asia, China, Japan. Three major pockets of the world are in Asia. ठीक है? And एक और भी factor है. Asia has dominance of agricultural communities. It has dominance of agricultural communities, dominance of rural communities. Okay, where again, okay, compromised education hai, traditional cultures hai, they are agrarian, agriculture, they are rural. Okay, so relatively not as well developed. So ऐसे conditions में generally the growth rates are higher. India में दिखता है, right? North-South divide दिखता है. Northern states of India have higher growth rates. They've got higher number of children per family. Okay, they also have problems of lesser education. Okay, so Asia में ये है. In general, agriculture families, agriculture communities, rural communities, so they tend to have more growth rate also. ये सब मिलाकर Asia, but single biggest reasons are these two. Large continent and some of the oldest civilizations of the world. Asia has been inhabited for a longer time. All of you, please be alert. Okay, you must learn to write as I speak. Something very, very critical, the language matter karta hai, I will dictate. But you are not in schools. Okay, you have to be alert and your pen must keep on moving. Okay, it doesn't matter आपको समझ में आ रहा नहीं आ रहा, आप लिखना चालू रहेगा आपका. And please do not tell yourself कि बाद में वीडियो देख लेंगे, वो नहीं होने वाला. The reason we give you video is because other institutes give you video, that's all. मेरा बस चले वीडियो guarantees you will not qualify. या तो पूरा वीडियो में देखो. Okay, otherwise what sense? 2 घंटे मेरे साथ बैठ रहे हो, फिर जाके 3 घंटा वीडियो देख रहे हो. Okay, इससे अच्छा नेटफ्लिक्स देख लो. Okay, ऑस्कर कौन जीत रहा है नहीं जीत रहा है. So don't do this mistake. In the class, नहीं हो पाया, raise your hand. I'll repeat the point. But don't have the comfort कि वीडियो हम बाद में देख लेंगे. It must not happen. It's a bad habit. Okay, so keep writing as I speak. I can some of you are just sitting quiet. जो बोलना है बोल दो. Like नर्तकी नाचो. Okay, और नर्तकी डांस दिखा रहा है आपको. ठीक है? So be alert here. So Asia's large population is because it is a large continent. It has a very old civilizations. It has a long history of settlements. People have been living in Asia for a longer time. Plus other factors, conditions for agriculture, they have got rural population and so on. In Africa, in Africa 10-15%. तो अगर आप देखोगे, Africa is another very large continent. Now this 10-15% population, Africa में interesting है, this also has a very old history. Again, some of the very old civilizations यहाँ पर, जैसे आपका नाइल वैली civilization है, Africa has the Abyssinian civilization or Ethiopian civilization. Okay, Africa has West African civilizations, Mali, Timbuktu, Guinea. So यहाँ पर भी old civilizations हैं, Africa. Okay, Africa also has a long history. But the problem is in Africa, because of poverty, because of famines, okay, because of conflicts, because of droughts, okay, Africa mein death rate is very, very high. Okay, they have got higher birth rates, they also have higher death rates. Africa is also a large continent. Africa also has an old history. Africa also has a long history of settlements. But Africa has had historically, okay, more poverty, more famines, more conflicts, more exploitations. Africa has had more droughts. Africa has more desertification. Land is converting into deserts. Okay, so Africa mein you have got higher death rates. Okay, that is why Africa has lesser people surviving. More are born and more die also. Okay, that's why we say in the future, Africa, when death rate gets controlled, Africa will start having very high population. Okay, so Africa is okay, the high growth continent of the future. Africa will have more population. African population may stabilize at around 20-25% of the world's population. Africa is the high growth rate continent of the world, future के लिए आगे जाकर. Africa may ultimately stabilize at around 20-25% of the world's population. If you're optimistic, the death will decrease in Africa. We're optimistic. Africa will have less famines. Africa will have less poverty. Africa will have less epidemics. Africa's droughts will get controlled. जब वो होगा, okay, you'll have more people surviving, and therefore Africa is the growth continent of the future. Okay, that's about Africa. So 10-15%. So otherwise Africa and Asia का काफी similarities हैं in terms of history and conditions. But good for Asia, Asia में development ज़्यादा हो गया. So they were able to control the deaths much earlier. India में, Southeast Asia, China, but Africa is still having the problems of poverty. Okay. Come to Europe. Europe is declining, and Europe will continue to decline. Okay, Europe is declining because very high urbanization. Okay, you have got very low birth rates, and Europe historically has not encouraged migrations. Europeans are very close that ways. Europe has not encouraged migrations, not in the numbers that Europe could have absorbed. So आगे जाकर Europe will decline. Some people say it may stabilize at around maybe 5-6% of the world's population. ये और घटेगा. ठीक है? I mean, I was hearing one news just 2 days ago. I think Germany has offered this with India. Germany is willing to take Indian labor because they're short of labor today. उसमें अलग issues हैं. Europe again is now upset कि the racial stock will get diluted and so on. Okay, but Europe के पास और कोई रास्ता भी नहीं है. Okay, I mean automation and robots ठीक है, होगा जब होगा. But next 15-20 years के लिए they do need lot of human labor. Urbanization, okay, they don't encourage migration. They have got lesser birth rates. Lesser birth rate, Shubham. Okay, so they might stabilize at around 5 or 6%. This is a continent which is declining in terms of the population numbers. ठीक है? And you know, इसमें you can also add the concerns of racism. Okay, and one reason why Britain separated from the rest of European Union, I hope you know this, right? We had what's called as Brexit. Okay, Brexit का एक बहुत बड़ा reason ये था कि Britain was scared that Britain will receive lot of migrants from the rest of Europe and the world, because Europe has this common visa system. Okay, so if you take a visa for some countries, you can travel other countries also. Okay, sanguine visa जो बनता है, okay, sanction visa बनता है. So Britain was upset about that. Okay, now we'll have the populations from Eastern Europe. We'll have people coming from Asia coming in. So racial dilution was one of the fears because of which Britain said, "हमें अलग कर दो. We don't want to be part of EU anymore." What's infamously called as the Brexit. So Europeans have been a bit paranoid on the racial dilution aspects. So आगे ये रहेगा. They'll still have clamp down and the number will be lesser. And North America, now this is a very smart country. North America, I'm talking about US largely, and plus Canada of course, but US largely. In this country, the stabilization will remain in this zone, 12-13% में रहेगा, because North America has very smartly managed its migration policies. जब जरूरत पड़ता है लेबर, ये अलाउ कर देते हैं. Then they again clamp down. They want special type of skills, they again allow. Again they clamp down. So North America's population, okay, in the near future will not reduce and not increase either. Okay, they will manage the numbers with their migration policies. A very pragmatic country. What you see of America today, this is not America historically. Okay, but ठीक है, aberrations हैं, there are changing dynamisms because of compulsions domestic, ठीक है, whatever it is. So this is more or less the pattern of the population across the world. The hemispherical difference, we have a latitudinal pattern, and we have a continental pattern of population distribution. All fine, all of you here? Okay, so we move on now. So what are the factors affecting population distribution? What are the factors affecting population distribution? Okay, so definitely one important factor is the physical conditions. When I say physical conditions, I mean the natural factors like climate, like terrain, like the presence or absence of rivers and water bodies. Okay, we're talking about factors linked to agricultural resources. Okay, the physical factors are the very important factors. So if I look at physical factors, physical conditions, you'll find that example क्या? You'll find the agricultural regions of the world, they have got a higher population concentrations. Okay, India में northern plains. See, in geography a बहुत important technique होता है, always give examples of places. Places is what will give you geographical, type of writing. Okay, so conditions one by one. So one is agriculture regions of the world. जहां पे agriculture regions हैं, those areas historically have had more population. The best example of this is India में northern plains. Good example of this is even China में the Huanghe. The Huanghe plains, the Chang, Xiang plains, the Xinjiang plains, is सब river valleys. In US, we have the density of the Mississippi Valley. Okay. In Africa, the Nile Valley. Nile Valley has more than 90% of Egypt's population. जो Nile Valley, narrow Nile Valley of 10-12 kilometers जो है with thickness है, it has more than 90% of Egypt's population. Yes, Tehseen. UK does have diversity. Okay, but now they have become paranoid. That's the point here. Okay, so increasingly UK is dominated by lot of non-English or non-UK populations. So they have their own paranoia, whatever. Okay, and in terms of proportion, okay, it is still less, but बहुत perceptions होते हैं. No, there is lot of anti-migration. You must देखो एक तो ना see, do not just go by the political rhetoric that you hear around you. Do some research on this. आपको doubt हो रहा है, go back and check how much percentage of population are non-Europeans, how many of them are Asians, okay, and see what the number tells you. So they do have diversity, but does not mean they are politically more accommodative. ये दो अलग चीज है. India has lot of diversity, but politically we are following an exclusion type of politics. Maharashtra for Marathas, Marathis, Gujarat for Gujaratis. Okay, we won't allow north towards south, the south towards north. The fact is, देखो, एक historical fact होता है और एक political narrative होता है. Okay, so in India, despite diversity, we are now following increasingly exclusion policies. क्या हमें नहीं चाहिए? Okay, that's the idea here. अच्छा, let's move on here. So agriculture plains is one important reason. They have got high population. Okay, yes. I mean, nothing substantial to compare. Okay, बढ़ेगा, but इतना कम बढ़ेगा, आप ये नंबर में दिखाई नहीं देगा. Talking about world, right? 8.4, 8.2 billion की बात कर रहे हैं. Yes, बढ़ेगा, okay, but nothing substantial compared to other continents. We just let it go. Okay, that micro level discussion we leave out. That's one. Another example of physical conditions is you'll find that you have got higher proportion of populations along the coasts. Higher proportion of population along the coast. So world ka more than 60% of population, world's more than 60% of populations lives within 100-150 kilometers of the coasts. Lives within 100-150 kilometers of the coasts. इसकी reason क्या है? Why the coast preferred? Because एक तो coast or have moderated climate. Okay, the coasts also have fertile plains, delta regions होते हैं, very fertile for agriculture, and ports also have trade के prospects. We have got ports. Okay, ports are coasts are easily navigable. Okay, they are easily connected with roads, railways. So ports and the coasts are very important locations of. In fact, if you look at the world, okay, 8 out of 10 largest cities of the world are port cities. World के 10 biggest cities. Okay, आप दो हटा दो, remove Mexico City जो coast पे नहीं है, and leave Delhi out. All the other big cities of the world, you talk about Mumbai, you talk about Kolkata, you talk about Bangkok, you have got New York, you have got London, you have got Tokyo, go on adding there. Okay, Chennai for that matter. So 8 cities जो world top 10 में आता है, ये सब coastal locations हैं. Except 2 of them. I said one is Mexico City, which is inside, and Delhi, which is again continental location. It's partly because of the physical factors which has the advantage of the coast. Yes, you're right. Tokyo, in fact, Japan. Japan ka more than 90% of population is near the coast. We have the bulk of population of Japan in the island of Honshu, and Honshu ka eastern side has bulk of the Japanese population and cities. Okay, you can add these points here. Yeah, even in Australia, correct. Australia में जो biggest cities हैं, Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, Adelaide, सारे coast पे हैं. Okay, Australia hardly has too many cities inside. Okay, so these are some locations of physical factors. ऐसे एक और Third point, physical factors may be the poor population regions. The poor population regions, these are generally hill areas. They are deserts. They are swamps, and these are cold, okay, cold, polar and continental locations. जहां पर population कम होता है, what areas are those? They're hill regions. All the hill regions of the world will have less population. Terrain is important, hills. Okay, the poor areas are deserts. जहां भी deserts होंगे, you will not have too much of population. Deserts. Okay, swamps. जहां पर swamps हैं, marshes हैं. Okay, the two big marshes of the world, 2-3 of them. एक है यूरोप में called as Pripet marshes. ये पोलैंड रशिया के बॉर्डर के पास है, Pripet marshes. A very big marsh area is called as Pantanal. Pantanal in in Brazil के borders में है, South America, Pantanal. A very big marsh region Botswana में है, called as Okavango swamps. Okay. These are swamp areas. You can't survive here. Even the Amazon forests, काफी swampy है. Congo forests again are swamps. Okay. Marshes, heavy rainfall. Okay. So Pripet marshes, P-R-I-P-E-T, Pripet marshes. Pantanal, P-N-T-A-N-L, Pantanal, Brazil के border में है, Brazil, Paraguay, very large wetlands. Okavango swamps, this is in Botswana, I guess Africa, in the country called as Botswana. Botswana region. Okay, swamps of Amazon forests, swamps of Congo forests. Okay, swamps will have less population because the marsh you can't survive there, infections, disease, and all of that. And as I said, cold polar regions, okay, Siberia, parts of Canada, parts of Norway, Sweden, Antarctica. So I'm trying to prove, yes, physical factors do matter. Okay, so the hill regions, desert regions, swamps, and the cold polar areas and the cold, dry continental interiors. Think of Kazakhstan, think of Central Asia, Kyrgyzstan. These are continental interiors. They are continental locations away from the coast. Okay, very, very dry conditions. Winters में बहुत cold हो जाता है. Okay. Gobi Desert, correct. Gobi Desert is one type of location away from the coast. These areas will have very poor population concentrations. So these 2-3 points tells us that physical factors are important. Yes, they do control the distribution of the population. और हमने ये कहा भी था कि wherever we find old civilizations, they actually are areas of rivers, river valleys हैं, agriculture and so on. Okay. The पहला discussion हो गया. Now the second discussion, the second factor is okay, factors linked to economic prospects. Wherever there is economic growth, wherever there is employment prospects, okay, wherever we have potential for income, okay, these centers will again have more populations. इसका best example होगा all the urban areas, all the port regions, we will call as the mega cities. Okay. So physical factor important है, but economic factor is also a very important factor of how the population gets distributed. In fact, this economic prospects, economic growth, employment prospects, potential for income growth, जहाँ पर centers, these are centers of business, centers of commerce, the centers of trade. Okay, these locations will have more populations. Okay, so best example होगा all the urban areas, port regions, mega cities. You can add industrial clusters, clusters. Okay, so world mein, can I add this point here? Almost 50% of the world's population lives in the urban areas. Almost 50% of the world's population lives in urban areas. India mein, in India, okay, urban areas account for almost 1/3 of India's population. Urban areas account for almost 1/3 of India's population. एक कल परसों बता रहे थे आपको the 5 mega cities of India. Okay, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, and Bangalore. The 5 mega cities of India have 60% of India's urban population. They have 60% of India's urban population. ठीक है? In fact, there is a very strong trend of rural to urban migration. Urban areas are magnets. A strong trend of rural to urban migration. So urban areas are population magnets. Delhi alone, Delhi has approximately about 15 million population, Delhi NCR. Priya, we have Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai, Delhi, the 4 mega cities. Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai, Delhi, plus Bangalore. In recent times, we add Bangalore also as one of the mega cities. India mein, mega city is a city which has population of more than 10 million. Okay, so they are mega cities. And these mega cities have 60% of India's urban populations. ठीक है, some numbers data के साथ में. Again, I said we have a trend of rural to urban migration. Absolutely. ये जो city है ना, in data add करो, in Brazil, the Sao Paulo, in Brazil, Sao Paulo and Santos. Sao Paulo city है, Santos is the port of Sao Paulo. Okay, South Santos is approximately accounts for more than 80% of Brazil's economy and also population. One city, Sao Paulo and Santos. Santos is the port of Sao Paulo. It accounts for more than 80% of Brazil's economy and also, okay, its population. Sao Paulo is the largest city of the southern hemisphere. The largest city of the southern hemisphere. Okay? So the cities are important centers of population concentration. You can add this point here. The significance of cities has increased exponentially. The significance of cities has increased exponentially since the Industrial Revolution. Since the Industrial Revolution of the mid and late 18th century. Since the mid and late 18th century. 1770s, 1760s onwards, the urban areas have grown very, very fast. Okay? So we have factors of physical conditions, we have factors of economics. Okay? The third factor will be, okay, political factors. The fourth factor is, third factor. This is the political factors. Political factors में migration policies आएगा. Political factors में conflicts आएंगे. Political factors में we'll have resettlement programs होंगे. These are political decisions, political factors that shape population distribution. Okay, migration policies, how people are encouraged or discouraged. Okay, we have got conflicts. Some areas will lose population, will have out migrations. Conflicts add kar lo. You can also add. ठीक है, wars में आ गया. Basically conflicts and also you can say a development neglect. बहुत बार ये पॉलिटिकल डिसीजन होता है, विच एरिया में कहाँ इन्वेस्ट करना है, कहाँ इन्वेस्ट नहीं करना है. Okay. Migration policies, conflicts, and development neglects or resettlement programs. इसके examples के लिए look at migration policies. So migration policies helped increase in population of Canada and also increase of population of Australia and New Zealand. Even now, these governments encourage people settle there. We call these areas as the New World. This is the New World. Okay, their population has largely started from the 1800s. Otherwise, these are barren lands. You wouldn't go to Australia. Australia started as a penal colony. Punishment, like kala pani jana hai. Okay, it started like that. But now Australia is encouraging more people to settle down there. Migration policies. So migration policies, okay, you also can see partly even in Europe's decline, because these regions are encouraging. Where Europe decline is because they discouraging migrations. और ये बहुत important factor future के लिए होगा. The countries that discourage migrations will decline very fast. Japan declining, Germany declining, Norway declining, Denmark has lesser population. So migration policy will be a very important factor in the population distribution of the future. ठीक है? वो example के साथ में, you have explained this to you now. अच्छा, now, conflicts. Conflicts will lead to out migrations. Conflicts will lead to depopulation. Okay, including neglect of development. Okay, poverty, famines. Okay, if you look at the population of Ukraine, since the war started, Ukraine has seen a decline in more than 10% of its population. Some have died, others have moved out towards the neighboring countries. Ukraine has declined. A very big area of conflicts and poverty is Africa's Sahel region. I hope you know the Sahel belt. Like बीच में एक poverty का belt है. It's called as Sub-Saharan Africa. Equator here. Okay. There is this belt here. This is called as the Sahel belt. Sahel belt also called as Sub-Saharan Africa. You name a problem of the world, this area has it. Poverty, droughts, famines, conflicts, terrorism, desertification. आपको जो नेम करना करो इस बेल्ट में है. Okay, this is countries of Nigeria, Chad, Sudan, parts of Ethiopia, parts of Burkina Faso, parts of Mali. This area is called the Sahel belt. इस Sahel belt पे भी एक वीडियो मेरा है. Go back and check Edukemy. Just type Sahel, type Edukemy YouTube में. A good 50 minutes of video. और इसमें questions पूछे गए हैं in your GS paper also. This is one of the least developed areas. This is the lowest in HDI rankings. कोई भी पैरामीटर सबसे नीचे होगा Sahel belt. The sub-Saharan, unfortunately, okay, or surprisingly, this area historically has been a prosperous area. ये empires थे, Mali empire, Ghana empire, Ethiopia was an empire. Ethiopia is, I think, the 4th or 5th oldest country of the world. Okay, but because of change of economy, Sudan, you're right, these सारे countries were once prosperous, part of the Silk Route, part of the gold trade, diamond trade, but all now the economy has changed. ठीक है? So Sahel belt is one example where the population can decline because of conflicts, because of poverty and so on. So उठा लो any area of conflict, the area will have depopulation, जहां भी conflicts होंगे. And third, I said, we can also have resettlement programs where the government encourages something like migration, बोल लो, okay? The government can encourage settlements in some places. जैसे this has been a program in Brazil. In Brazil, the government encourages go and settle in the forest areas of Amazon. Brazil is a large country. So this is large country, Brazil. Okay. A good part of Brazil is forests. Is a forest. It's a forest. One part of Brazil here is, this is the grasslands of Brazil. And this area is the drought regions of Brazil, dry है. और एक छोटा सा belt यहाँ पर है. This belt has Sao Paulo. This belt has Rio de Janeiro. This belt has Belo Horizonte city, a city called as Curitiba. इस सब बेल्ट में चल रहा है. Okay. So Brazil government encourage कर रहा है कि भाई यहां छोड़कर go and settle in the Amazon forest. Traditionally, the capital of Brazil used to be Rio de Janeiro. The capital था. Okay. They made a new capital called as Brasilia. This is Brasilia, the new capital of Brazil. वही reason था. Let's go, open lands हैं, यहाँ पर लोग रहते नहीं हैं. Let's settle down here. It's a resettlement program which will distribute populations towards the less occupied regions of Brazil. A resettlement program. Same program is run by Canada and Russia also. Russia encourages go and settle in Siberian regions. This is migration within the country. Resettlement programs of Siberia, resettlement programs in northern Canada. अगर कनाडा का मैप देखोगे आप, sorry. So this is okay. If you look at Canada, the bulk of population, almost more than 95% of population, lives in a very narrow strip here and a narrow strip here. This is the Saint Lawrence River. And this is the Canada-US border. यही रहता है population. Hardly any population in these areas. Cold areas, tundra regions, extreme climates. कोई रहता ही नहीं यहाँ पर. The northern region of Canada is called as the Northern Territory, a province called as Nunavut. Nobody lives here. So Canadian government is now giving you incentives कि आपको land दे देंगे, आपको pension दे देंगे, they'll give you jobs also. Go and live here. हम तो बोलते हैं इतना क्यों मेहनत करते हो? इंडिया को बस allow कर दो. Okay, Indians allowed. हम यहाँ पे फैल जाएंगे. Okay, we will cultivate this area also. खेती कर देंगे हम. But मानते कहाँ है मेरी बात? ठीक है, anyways. So Canada has again resettlement policies towards the northern tundra regions. The same policy even for Australia भी है. If you look at Australia's map, okay, Australia का map, a very narrow strip, ये वाला belt. This is where you have the bulk of Australia's population. This is where we have Sydney. This is where we have Melbourne. This is where we have Adelaide. ये arc में. These are the states of New South Wales, the states of Victoria. Okay, this area has. तो ये जो part है ऑस्ट्रेलिया का is dry deserts. This is the dry deserts. Please keep sketching in your books also. Rough sketch ही सही. Okay, quick sketching. Okay, dry deserts, hot deserts. इस एरिया को बोलते हैं the Australian what? Anybody knows? It's called as the outback. called as Australian outback. Okay, again dry, okay, hardly any population there. They again are encouraging, go and live here, settle here. Same, give you land, give you job, give you pension, give you a lot of incentives, settle there. This is redistribution within the countries. Okay, Australian outback, shift of population from the Southeast Australia towards Australian outbacks. Towards Australian outbacks. All done? Okay, so Canadian resettlement programs, Brazil में, Australia में, and बड़ा infamous रहा है Israel and West Bank. I don't know if you know the story or not. If you look at this map of Israel, it is something like this. Israel's map. Okay, north mein you have got Lebanon, you have got Syria, this is Jordan, and this part is called as what? West Bank. A very narrow strip here called as Gaza. This strip yahan par jo hai, this is Jerusalem. This is Jerusalem. And Tel Aviv, Haifa काफी न्यूज में है. Haifa port burning. Haifa port is majorly operated and owned by Adani Group. Haifa, यहाँ पर Tel Aviv, the capital. Okay, so we have West Bank and we have Gaza Strip. The rest of this country is Jordan. This is Jordan. Okay. So we have this. अब तीन फेमस हो गया 1990, 91, 92 में we had what's called as the Oslo Accord. Read this up, okay? You don't have to wait for, क्योंकि पढ़ाएगा तो हम पढ़ेंगे. In this accord, the decision was, okay, that we will create a country called Palestine, and the Palestine will include, okay, West Bank territories and Gaza. Okay, this will be two areas of Palestine. But they said we'll give you transition time. धीरे धीरे हम convert करेंगे. Okay. And Oslo Accord का main agenda यही था. The problem can be solved when we have two countries separately. Israel will have, okay, Israel as a country, and the Palestinians are a cultural group. उनको एक country कभी नहीं था. Okay. They were Arabs. This area was called as Philistine. Okay. And this was part of Jordan. This big area, Jordan. यहाँ पर you have got river Jordan. This area is called as Transjordania. Okay, तो ये Jordan area था. Jordan king, and what happened? They decided we'll have Israel. तो जो यहाँ पर Arabs थे, the Arabs were called as Palestinians. And Israel was very clear that we can't keep Arabs in us. Why? Because the Arabs are here, the Jews are minorities. And they will not agree to this. So they pushed out all the Arabs who were living here. Okay, उनको निकाल के कहाँ गए? They came to this area called as West Bank. So one demand of Arab nations is इनको वापस लेके जाओ. Okay, as Israel says हम वापस लेंगे तो again they have become the majority. So वापस लेना is impossible for Israel, and I think that's an unfair demand also of the Arab nations. Okay, so ये West Bank बनेगा. But problem ये हुआ, when the accord was signed, okay, there is this right wing जो parties हैं, one of the big parties is called as the Likud party. Okay, Likud party के head हैं Benjamin Netanyahu. They said कि if we allow an Arab to come up here, they will not allow us to live in peace. So this right-wing politics, they said कि we cannot make, we can't allow for West Bank to become an Arab country. हम allow कर ही नहीं सकते. But sound हो चुका है, Accord sign हो चुका है. So what Benjamin Netanyahu, starting from 1990s and 6 में क्या किया उन्होंने? They started encouraging Jews and the Israelis to go and live here. If you come and live here, I'll give you free land. I'll give you free housing. I'll give you pension. Okay, abhi country bana nahi hai, right? So slowly, gradually, lot of Israelis have moved and occupied areas of West Bank. Okay, and it's long time, 25-30 years ho chuka hai. So dheere dheere, the populations of Israelis has increased here. Okay, and impossible to again put them back. So जब बनेगा country Palestine अगर बनता भी है, तो remember ये पूरा West Bank नहीं बनेगा, फिर एक छोटा सा part बनेगा as Palestine, because people will say हम तो part of Israel है. Imagine if I have a voting here now. This was the resettlement politics of Israel. They have kind of changed the demographic composition. ये one reason of conflict यही है. Okay, what happens to the status of the, I mean, the UN has also said this, कि ये unlawful, settlements, they have to be broken down. Okay, but then, so I'll give examples of resettlement policies, ये political decisions हैं, how populations can get redistributed. Okay, so in your answer, 2 lines, which is the resettlement policies of the West Bank and the Jewish colonies, the resettlement policies in the West Bank and emergence of Jewish settlements or colonies. This also can change the population distribution. ये सब with examples, map के साथ बताना. Don't just, and this is not a detailed answer on geopolitics. Just a passing reference with a map. Okay, draw the map and show West Bank. Gaza में issue नहीं है. Gaza में तो अलग ही issue रहा है. But West Bank has lot of these settlements. It's a part of deliberate resettlement policies. जैसे पाकिस्तान ने किया for parts of POK. Okay, so Pakistan once occupies POK. Okay, so it has encouraged people of Pakistan, खासकर the Punjabis of Pakistan, to go and occupy the POK parts, Gilgit, Baltistan. So if they start living there, tomorrow if they have elections, okay, those guys will vote for Pakistan. You're changing the demography of the place completely. Okay, it's part of the political ambitions, whatever. So we have discussed what are the physical factors, what are the economic factors, what are the political factors. एक fourth reason है the cultural factors. The cultural factors. See, there's no point. I see your argument there. But देखो, ये सब चीज ना हम जानने के लिए जान थोड़ी रहे हैं. Okay, it's part of knowledge. ठीक है. Ultimately, answer लिखना है आपको, right? Okay. So if I give you too many points, okay, then आप लिख नहीं पाओगे. I'm deliberately focusing on more current issues. I'm deliberately focusing on more important examples. You can give examples of resettlements of China. China भी follow कर रहा है. China is in encouraging settlements of Han Chinese into Tibet and Hans into parts of Xinjiang province. हर जगह. This is the map of China, like this. Okay, this strip is the region of Han Chinese. This is China's Manchuria. Okay, this part of China is called as New Mongolia or Nei Mongol. Okay, this part of China is Tibet. And this part of China is Xinjiang province. Okay, Tibetans are not Hans. वैसे Xinjiang में the people live here are called as Uyghurs. Uyghurs are again not Han Chinese. Manchus are again not Han Chinese. But economy, political power कहाँ पर है? ये Han Chinese के पास है. So government of China encourages, go and live in Tibet, go and occupy Manchuria, go and live here, go and live here. ताकि Han population will spread everywhere. It's a part of a deliberate racial dilution. a part of deliberate cultural dilution of other regions. शांतनु, इंडिया में ऐसा कोई फॉर्मल पॉलिसी नहीं है, okay, but we are indirectly encouraging some of the occupations in hill regions. वैसे कंट्री वाइड पॉलिसी नहीं है, थैंकफुली अभी तक तो नहीं है, okay, but we are encouraging indirectly through economic benefits in hill regions, okay, so not like what we have in other countries. You can skip that. ठीक है? So ऐसे बहुत examples हैं बच्चे, but I don't think I'll go into everything. You remember 2-3 examples with some location maps? That's good enough. ठीक है? Okay. Okay. Let's move on. I'm talking about the cultural factors. The cultural factors are linked to religion, linked to traditions. Okay. These are linked to a status of women, is linked to the perception about birth rates and children. Birth rates and children. Okay, cultural factors. So, देखो, most of the religious societies, most of the agrarian societies, okay, these cultures historically have been what we call as pro-natalist. Okay, religious societies which are very conservative, okay, and this is across religions. Catholics hain, okay, in Muslims Wahhabis hain, in Hinduism we have, okay, religious staunch conservatism. Christianity mein hai Catholics, we have Roman Orthodox Church, okay, plus the agrarian ones jahan par farming important hai. These societies, they encourage more children. Okay, natal means child. They are pro-natalist. Children are the gift of gods. Children are part of the femininity identity of a woman. Okay, children is completion of a family. जहाँ पर ये thought है, those areas will have what? They'll have higher birth rates. These areas will have higher TFR. TFR का मतलब क्या है? Total fertility rates. Societies which are, okay, which are traditional, which are religious, okay, which are, okay, which are, pro-natalist, and invariably these communities also have a lower status of women. These have a lower status of women. The India में, think of the entire agriculture belt. Okay, पूरा UP, good parts of Bihar, good parts of Rajasthan. यहाँ पर TFR is almost around 2-3, of course कम रहा है, but they have the highest TFR. Add करो. For example, okay, the tribal communities of Africa, Nigeria, as high at 3.54 TFR. Very, very high here. Okay. The tribal communities of Africa, like in Nigeria, comma, the agrarian belt of North Indian plains, the agrarian belt of North Indian plains. Third, the rural societies of South Asia, are pro-natalist, comma, have meta-son preference. They are pro-natalist, they want more children. Okay, they have meta-son preference, which means they prefer having male child, and also a lower status of women. lower status of women. And hence, higher birth rates, higher TFR, higher birth rates, higher TFR, and higher growth rates. And higher growth rates. ये स्टोरी जो है ना पूरा साउथ एशिया का है. Okay. The higher population densities of South Asia, write down. The higher population densities of South Asia is partly because of cultural factors. It's partly because of cultural factors. But इसमें एक चीज आप ऐड कर दोगे, इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ऐड करेंगे. The cultural factors का biggest driver is lack of education. At this point, now see, I'm comparing. देखो इंडिया में देखो, very traditional and very conservative societies of India include Jains, lot of Marwadi families, Parsis of India. Okay, very traditional, very conservative. The Catholics of Kerala. Okay, but even Israel has very conservative families. But जहां पर education आ गया है, okay, there the things have changed. Jains have among the lowest growth rates. Okay, Muslim families, North India is not same as Muslims of Kerala, Muslims of Tamil Nadu. With education, where women education almost 95% and more, they again have lower TFRs. Israel, very high amount of traditional conservatism, but education is very high. So, culture से ज़्यादा important factor है lack of education. Lack of education and more importantly, women education. So, cultural factors is a driver, yes, as long as education is missing. ठीक है, all of you? Education awareness, yeah. दोबारा बोलो, women are they? ये कहां पढ़ लिया आपने? Allowed to work, घर आके भी चूल्हा करो. So the women's status low, it has different manifestations. Okay, the manifestation in an educated class is different from manifestation maybe in a farming community. Is different from manifestation maybe okay in some urban community. Okay. Degrees vary करेगा. A rich family, okay, the women is taken care of, but strong parda system. घर में रहो. Education allowed, but education according to what the family allows for. Go to farming communities. Farming में women can go out and work, but doesn't mean women have higher status. They can go out and work, then they are like bonded laborers there. वहां भी उनको वेज नहीं मिलेगा ना. घर आके बच्चे भी संभालो. Okay, so just because a woman is allowed to work does not mean she has higher status. Okay, so ये manifestations of exploitation अलग-अलग. आप क्लास में उठा के पूछने लगे किसी से. They've come out to study in Delhi does not mean they're very empowered. Okay, good number of them are still under the control of, okay, you know, the patriarchal norms. आपको मिल जाएगा 6 अटेम्प्ट, लड़की को नहीं मिलेगा. एक साल निकाल के दिखाओ, अगले साल okay, वर रेडी है शादी होने के लिए. So manifestations of exploitation varies in societies. You can't generalize. So you're right, in agrarian families, okay, खासकर in the lower castes, जहां पर agriculture labor है, okay, most of agriculture labor of North India कौन है? They are scheduled castes. वहां पर women can work, but doesn't mean women have high status. Doesn't mean women labor is monetized. ये बहुत बड़ा paradox है. Okay, why do farming communities prefer male child? Because male child is seen as more valuable. In what way? The male child can do physical labor. अगर reality देखोगे ना, it is the women that does the bulk of the labor. Except for plowing. आप plowing हटा दो, बाकी सारा काम women labor होता है. Harvesting, transplantation, transportation, winnowing, सब women labor करती है. Tea gardens में the exclusive women, okay, in the plucking process. But that doesn't mean women have a higher status. That's why I'm challenging you. Status has a different meaning. Okay. Status is, tell me about their nutrition levels. Tell me about the reproductive rights. Tell me about their health interventions. Tell me about the school enrollment. Those are measures of empowerment, ना? Okay, और काम भी करा रहे हैं. Is this the choice? Women का choice है क्या? In most cases, woman is a bonded labor. Okay, वो rich class में शायद woman लाने जा नहीं रही है पानी. That's all. In rich class, the woman will not go for firewood. But doesn't mean the woman is higher status. The biggest measure of women's status is two things. One is, does she have the choice to marry who she wants to marry? One. Number two, does she have the choice of bearing children when she wants to have children? ये सबसे दो measure, biggest measure है. We call this as reproductive rights. And this is down across all communities, rich हो या poor. The only way of breaking free is education, nothing else. Or wo bhi, again, there are debates on that also. All fine. Recognition of work matters. Yes, of course, yes. Okay. Kandar. So you see, women, I'm happy you guys are challenging and asking, because yahi chahiye humko, ultimately as a part of your discussions. What are the reasons why, okay, some places have more population and some people have less populations? What reasons why, okay, in some areas the cultures are pro-natalist. हम पढ़ाएंगे आपको पूरा growth. You don't agree with reproductive rights. What does that mean? देना चाहिए कि नहीं देना चाहिए? शांतनु? Don't agree means what? मैं समझ नहीं पाया. ठीक है, you type it how you can type it. But I would have to see what you guys think. Marriage is not individual thing in society. Indian society में क्या है, okay, वो अलग चीज है. Second aspect is, okay, whether that should be what we can encourage. पर society में बहुत कुछ है. एक तो हम confuse करते हैं culture and tradition. हम सोचते हैं दोनों एक ही चीज है. Tradition is, I think some of you have know this, ये परंपरा है. परंपरा as in जो होता आ रहा है वो होता रहेगा. परंपरा में शांतनु अभी तक आपकी शादी हो जानी चाहिए थी. Okay, and you should have become, okay, an earning member of your family. Okay, पढ़ाई बढ़ाई परंपरा में हमारा नहीं है. ठीक है. So परंपरा अलग चीज है. Culture is ways of life and culture is a positive concept. जैसे आप सती को कहां रखोगे आप? Yeah, so traditions, I mean, if you ask me, are always regressive. Always. Regressive नहीं है, I'll put it on the culture side. हम differentiate नहीं करते हैं. और Indian society, आप किसकी बात कर रहे हो? Which society? The society that we inherited from pre-Vedic times, the society we inherit from later, because much of our cultures became regressive from later Vedic times. वहीं से सब कुछ स्लाइस होना शुरू हो गया. तो आप कौन सी कल्चर की बात कर रहे हो? बहुत खतरनाक डिबेट है ये वाला. एंड आई विल वांट टू थिंक अबाउट इट. हम बहुत कुछ सोसाइटी के नाम में चिपका के बच जाते हैं कि हमारा ट्रेडिशन ये है. ओके, सो आई डोंट थिंक एट some stage of life you start questioning. You must ask questions. Why is this important? Just because my great grandfather did doesn't mean I should do it. Okay, my great grandfather had some compulsions. Okay, it was his choice, doesn't mean I must follow. What makes, okay, your tradition so sacrosanct? ट्रेडिशन में तो हम नंगे घूमते थे. ओके, ट्रेडिशंस में कहां टेक्नोलॉजी होगा? विलिंग टू स्ट्राइव. शांतनु, हिज आर्ग्यूमेंट इज अगर ये करेंगे तो झगड़ा होगा. माय आंसर इज होने दो. ओके, झगड़ा होगा मतलब कौन फाइट कर रहा होगा? बताओ, जब झगड़ा हो रहा है, हु इज फाइटिंग हियर? द गाय हु इज ऑप्रेस्ड फाइटिंग बैक और द गाय हु इज इन कंट्रोल, ओके, fighting back? Who is fighting back? The guy oppressed. I will say only the fight. Okay, so I have no obligation to maintain peace, okay, as an excuse for not allowing change. झगड़ा नहीं करना है, fine. Then the rich guy, हट जाओ साइड, झगड़ा नहीं होगा. The powerful guy, हट जाओ साइड, झगड़ा नहीं होगा. Patriarchy छोड़ दो, झगड़ा नहीं होगा. तो आप प्रॉब्लम को कहां से देख रहे हो, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है. सो व्हेनेवर यू हैव कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स, देयर इज अ ग्रुप ए, देयर इज अ ग्रुप बी, ऑलवेज. ओके, वन इज फाइटिंग फॉर लिबरेशन, वन फाइटिंग फॉर असर्शन. तो अगर यू आर फाइटिंग फ्रॉम असर्शन, ओके, यू आर मेल, यू आर अ हायर कास्ट. इंडिया में अगर आप हिंदी स्पीकिंग हो तो यू हैव हैड द हिस्टोरिकल कंट्रोल. तो अगर ये फाइट कर रहा है, ओके, यू कांट टेल हिम कि अशांत हो रहा है, चुपचाप बैठो. अगर इतना अशांति का इशू है, हट जाओ रास्ते से, झगड़ा ही नहीं होगा. ओके, तो ये डिफिकल्ट कंसेप्ट्स हैं ये. बट अगर झगड़ा नहीं होता, हिंदुस्तान आजाद भी नहीं होता. इफ आई डिड नॉट हैव सिविल डिसोबीडियंस, आई वुडंट हैव फ्रीडम. इफ आई वुडंट हैव नॉन कोऑपरेशन, आई वुडंट हैव फ्रीडम. If I didn't have conflicts, I wouldn't have tribal rights. Okay, तो ये खतरनाक डिबेट है. सर, आप कहां से देख रहे हो? It will lead to divisions. Fine. तो divisions नहीं होने का जिम्मेदारी सिर्फ इन पे क्यों है? That's my question. Why is the responsibility of not having conflicts only on the oppressed class? Okay, I'm just guessing. आप किस ग्रुप से हो? Don't tell me your title or names, okay? I have a very logical explanation कि आप किस ग्रुप पे बिलोंग करते हो. फैमिली में झगड़ा हो रहा है. The girl says, I want to go education. Okay? Let the father agree. Let the brother stop being patronizing. झगड़ा नहीं होगा, सब मिलके खुशी रहो. Why in the name of tradition आपने दबा के रखना है? My point is, if this person asserting rights leads to division, let it be. इसका मतलब है इस बंदे का डिविजन गोल थोड़ी है. इसका गोल क्या है? ऑपरेशन. It wants to justify, okay, its hierarchical position with the excuse of let's live in peace. तो वो तो, in the words of Yasser Arafat, he says silence is not peace. ये समझ में आ रहा है तो यू नो व्हाट आई मीन. ठीक है? See, end of the day, these are the core concepts of your GS paper 2, social justice. These are the core concepts of, okay, ethics. Might is right. Shantanu, आप कह रहे हो might is right. Okay, that's why we need institutions who will decide who will get what rights. Okay, we need, okay, a reform movement decide who will get what rights. Might is right तो यहां हो रहा है. Okay, anyways, I hope you all got the point here. I can debate on this for the whole day, but it won't serve your purpose. But आपने खतरनाक लाइन क्रॉस किया है. Okay, so be mindful of that. You know, एक टेक्निक है, if you all can appreciate this, जब इंटरव्यू लिया जाता है ना, one technique interviewers use is, tell me about yourself. नो बाउंड्रीज, नो स्पेसिफिक, अपने बारे में बताओ, अपने बारे में बताओ, आई एम दिस, आई कम फ्रॉम हियर, आई कम फ्रॉम हियर, आई कम फ्रॉम हियर। अच्छा, वेरी नाइस, और बताओ, और बताओ, अच्छा आई लाइक दिस, आई डोंट लाइक दिस, आई लाइक दिस, आई डोंट लाइक दिस। अच्छा, वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस, और बताओ अपने बारे में। When you keep on getting provoked, और बताओ, most of us will hit what we actually are. Okay. अपने बारे में बताओ, I achieved this, I achieved that. But if I keep on probing, आप बोल दोगे whatever you actually are. And that's why these are convictions that is part of personality. Okay. Essays में यही टेक्निक यूज किया जाता है। Essays writing is an unstructured writing deliberately. कि लिखो 1000 वर्ड, okay, and a completely unstructured topic. Happiness is the key of the human life. तो क्या लिखोगे बताओ? तो पहला 1 पैराग्राफ बना के I'm defining happiness. Second पैराग्राफ I define life. और बताओ, okay, happiness बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, और थोड़ा बताओ, happiness comes from power, और बताओ, happiness comes from subjugating women. ये पकड़े गए, ठीक है? So in essays, your personality will come out whether you like it or not. Not your language matters, and you can't fake beyond a point. So be very careful about आप एक constructs कहां से आ रहे हैं, okay? जो ऐसे में नहीं पकड़े जाओगे तो आप इंटरव्यू में पकड़े जाओगे, कुछ ना कुछ वाहियात बोल के आ जाओगे। And then one day इतना बढ़िया हुआ था, मेरे बात सब हंस रहे थे, मजे कर रहे थे, चलो मार्क्स नहीं मिला। Okay, so okay, fine. So our conclusion point was cultural factors are important determinants of population growth. They are important determinants of population size and distribution. Okay, and these factors become more important in conditions of lack of education, particularly lack of women empowerment. Lack of education and in conditions of lack of empowerment. Okay, so we're talking about empowerment mein bataya, we talk about reproductive rights. Reproductive rights. Empowerment from the point of women education. जहां पर ये मिसिंग है, those areas will have high TFR. Those areas will have higher birth rates and therefore historically more population. So this is one important reason of higher population concentration in South Asia. साउथ एशिया में ज्यादा लोग क्यों हैं? Okay, ये भी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर है। Unlike East Asia, unlike Southeast Asia, I hope you all keeping pace with me. Repeat करें, anybody missed out? Okay, I'm repeating. I said that factors of culture are important. Culture factor decides growth of population. Culture decides population distribution, concentration decides, particularly when, okay, there is lack of education. Okay, and कौन सा वाला more important है? Lack of empowerment for women. The women become the drivers. Lack of empowerment for women. Okay, और ये lack of empowerment दो डोमेन में दिखता है. One is lack of reproductive rights. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? The rights, marriage वाले rights, rights to bear children, right whether you want a boy child or a girl child, right the spacing between children, कितने बच्चे हो, कितने age gap में हो, and whether the child is boy or a girl child. We call these as reproductive rights. The right to use contraceptives are reproductive rights. Lack of this and lack of women education. This spirals off into the cultural factors. So I'm linking this factor with the high concentration in South Asia. South Asia में तीन बड़े pockets of population हैं, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh. Together we make up 1/4 of the world's population. Remember this. 25% of the world's population है ये. Pakistan, Bangladesh and India. India alone about 17%, 18% of world's population है. ठीक है? So ये 1/4 of population क्यों है? Of course, long history, okay. Good fertile land, agriculture, okay, fine. You also urbanization, fine. But ये भी important factor है. Factors linked to agriculture and women issues. Okay. Then I'm saying, I'm comparing now South Asia with two other regions. East Asia, Japan and China, and Southeast Asia. Now, these two areas also have large population historically. But यहाँ पे क्या हुआ है? These areas have seen very rapid urbanization changes. They have seen industrialization. They have seen lot of urban quality of life improving. Okay. So East, add कर लो point. Unlike South Asia, okay, East Asia and Southeast Asia, despite being primary population pockets, have lower growth rates today. Yeah, growth is for late TFR today because of rapid industrialization. Improving quality of urban life, and better status of women. Despite being traditional and conservative. It's like a paradox. China, Japan are very, very conservative, very hierarchical. Okay. But they have done immensely well in women education. There are very high achievements in women health, very high women participation in the workforce. Japanese में बहुत strong hierarchy है. Chinese are very strong patriarchal. One child policy norm में they always wanted one boy. But women का जो education था वो बहुत high है. Okay. That kind of compensates for the cultural life. जो इंडिया में नहीं change हुआ और change हुआ but far more slowly, happening at a very, very slower rate. Okay. So if I compare South Asia's population with East Asia and Southeast Asia, and it's also true for Middle East. Middle East also very conservative, but very urbanized today. Okay. They have now very high levels of human development, including lot of women rights. Okay. So that is compensated for otherwise the high TFR historical. तो वहां पर भी घट रहा है. India में transition has been relatively much slower. ठीक है? This is a discussion. So आपको अगर question पूछेगा, okay, write about factors of distribution, physical factors, economic factors, political factors, cultural factors. कौन सा part कम लिखोगे? Which part is less, okay, worthy of discussion? Physical one. Okay. इसमें there's no discussion as such. The discussion tricky वाले हैं political and cultural. They give insights. They give you new dimensions. अच्छा, these are more important factors. Physical factors was an old concept. अभी भी important है. Okay. So in geography, we read something called as environmental determinism. Some of you know this, which basically means environment controls everything. Environment determines everything. Okay. And then we have a core school called as possibilism. Possibilism मतलब क्या होता है? Human choices. So when you explain anything in terms of environment, climate, location, terrain, okay, not wrong, but we have to move towards this type of explanations. Add karo. Add this point here. Okay. The distribution of population across the world, the distribution of population across the world is less environmentally determined today. Is less environmentally determined today. There are lesser deterministic explanations. There are lesser deterministic explanations valid today. Valid today. Okay. Cultural factors, political and economic determinants. Cultural factors, political and economic determinants are more decisive. And reflect human choices. Rather than the control of physical environment. Now, abhi batao, this discussion, can you all see how I bring in geography in this? If I ask a question to you, और ये पूछा हुआ question है, GS में पूछा हुआ है, the factors of population distribution. This question is very GS answer. You tell me how I bring geography in this. By three things. I talk in terms of places. I talk with maps. जगह बता रहे हैं. And I talk with some of the geographical concepts. जैसे कि the concept of determinism and possibilism. Some of you have not done geographical thought. ठीक है, no worries. Okay, but just know these words for now. How is distribution not simply the consequence of physical factors, but human choices matter in where people live. A political choice ho, economic factor ho, या even cultural factor. Take all of you. Okay, now quickly write down the questions asked on this. So paper 1 में, there's a very old question. Write short notes on, write a short note on similarities in population distribution. Write a short note on similarities in the population distribution of southern continents. And the reasons for the same. ये 2012 में पूछा है. Can you all think on this? Write a note on similarity in the population distribution of southern continents. Southern continent मतलब क्या है? South America, Australia, Africa is not southern continent. Bulk of Africa is northern hemisphere. Okay, and Antarctica maybe. This region में बताओ the distribution का क्या similarities हैं? Give me 3-4 points. Okay, one is okay. For example, बताना पड़ेगा मुझे. Okay. So now you know Brazil has Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro. You know about Australia, Sydney, Melbourne. Okay, so that's one. Along the coast है. You can add near the ports hai. Higher? Yes, you can add that also. You got more populations in urban areas. Why? Why? Because of ports. एक और reason क्या है? Southern areas may do not have much of agricultural land. You don't have much of large rivers. ठीक है? Okay. एक और reason बताओ. Let's see. एक और factor बताओ. Yes, I agreed. In general, the southern hemisphere lands have lesser population. ठीक है, fine, agreed. Because land कम है. और क्या बताओ? All points are right. आपको लिखना है आंसर. हाँ, और बताओ. सदर्न मीडियन कहां से आ गया? Which one? कौन सा फर्टाइल बेल्ट सदर्न पार्ट का है? Of course, every area will have some river or the other, but I can't call them as fertile in general. Ah, yes, Vishal, that's a nice one. All the southern continents don't have a long history of settlements. All of them are new worlds discovered after voyages. South America discovered after 1400s. Okay. Australia as recent as 1800-1700 की बात हो रही. Correct. बस इतना काफी आंसर. The similarities are, लिख लो points. The similarities are number one. Okay. They have relatively more recent history of human settlements. So they do not have a long history of civilizations like Nile or like Mesopotamia, like Harappa. They are more recent one. Number two, okay. In general, they have lesser population because of less land. ये दोनों वजह से they are not the primary population concentration regions of the world. They are not the primary population concentration regions of the world. ये एक similarity है. Another one, okay. The populations are concentrated more along the coasts. Okay. More along coast. On which coast? East coast or west coast? East coast. Anybody why? West coast में cold currents हैं, correct. Cold currents of Peru coast, cold currents of Australia coast. ठीक है, not all of you know this, but add कर लो. The East coast has warm currents, so more moderated conditions. They're along the coast, okay, they're along the East coast. Example देना please. Southern Brazil coast, Argentina coast, okay, the eastern, southeastern Australian coast. The same is true for New Zealand also. Okay, more on the eastern side है, खासकर South Island of New Zealand. Okay, why? Because interiors में deserts हैं, mountains हैं, या फिर rainforest like Amazon rainforest. Interiors have difficult physical conditions. High mountains हैं, या फिर deserts हैं, या फिर dense forest है. एक और पैटर्न बताओ सिमिलर जो है. Okay. The populations are more urban concentrations and port cities. They're more urban concentrations and port city. Example, Sao Paulo. Example, Buenos Aires. Example, Sydney, Melbourne. Okay. Christchurch, New Zealand में. It's a port cities. Why? Because in general, southern continents have lesser agriculture potential. They do not have large fertile river plains. नाइल जैसा या फिर वेंगे जैसा या गंगा जैसा नहीं है. Is it okay, all of you? Yes, you're right. Because they are new settlements, therefore they are less traditional also. Unlike Ganga Plains or Huange or rest. Because they are relatively new settlements. Okay, they are 17th, 18th century onwards. Therefore, they are more urbanized. Correct. Yes, you can add that also, Shantanu. They are along economic resources. कहीं mines होंगे, कहीं gold है, कहीं iron ore है. Fine. Okay. एक और क्वेश्चन लिखो. This was one question. एक और क्वेश्चन था. Give an account of existing distributional pattern of population. Give an account of the existing distributional pattern of population in the world. And your assessment regarding the importance of geographical factors for such pattern. Importance of geographical factors for such pattern. ठीक है? What is the pattern of the world distribution, population distribution बताओ, and tell me the importance of geographical factors. This was asked in 1987. Account of existing distributional pattern of population in the world and your assessment regarding the importance of geographical factors. Now see, I just want to clarify one thing. When you say geographical factors, what does it mean? What does geographical factor mean? All the factors जो geography में पढ़ते हैं, which includes physical factors, which includes cultural factors, which includes economic factors, and also political factors. Okay. Physical factors also includes location. कहां पर है? ठीक है? But in this question, geographical is more about this. You must know कि question का कहां focus है. Absolutely, political factors are also geographical. तो जब points नहीं होंगे, then pull in all human aspects is also geographical. Geography पढ़ रहे हैं, as simple as that. These are human geographical factors. But in this question, implied है, write about the importance of the physical geographical fact. अब बनेगा आंसर आपका, all of you? ये पूरा डिस्कस किया, लास्ट 1 hour ये डिस्कस कर रहे हैं और क्या कर रहे हैं. तो physical factors have been more important for the historical distributions, okay, old civilizations, okay. But in time, okay, while physical factors are still important, but the bigger factors are political factors, economic factors, urbanization, conflicts as a factor, development as a factor, and so on. With example लिखो इसको. All done? So these two are the questions of paper 1 पूछा है. In paper 2 you have more questions, okay? Of course I have not done paper 2 yet, but आप questions लिख लो. Write the questions down. Uh, 2004 में पूछा हुआ क्वेश्चन है. economic characteristics of an area. Economic characteristics of an area exert much more direct effect. They exert much more direct effect on population patterns than physical characteristics. Explain the examples. Explain with examples. ये paper 2 में है, it's about Indian geography then. This was asked in 2004. In 2004. Next is account for the present distributional pattern of population density. Account for the present distributional pattern of population density in India. It was asked in 2002. Next one. Analyze the distribution of population of India. Analyze the distribution of population in India. In respect to, in the perspective of natural resources. And identify the overpopulated and underpopulated. Identify the overpopulated and the underpopulated regions in the country. समझ में आ रहा है यहां पर? Analyze distribution of population with perspective of natural resources. जहां रिसोर्स हैं वहां ज्यादा लोग हैं या जो रिसोर्स हैं वहां पर कम लोग हैं. एक्सप्लेन करो. And then tell me what are the overpopulated areas and what are the underpopulated areas. Okay, so resource will be agricultural resource. They invariably are overpopulated. Resource could be mining resources, okay, which are industrial centers also. The resource can be forest resources, okay. अगर वो hills में है, islands में है, they have less populations. Resources can be linked to your access to some economic benefits. Okay, think of the resources along the coasts, lagoons हैं, fisheries हैं. The coastal areas are again overpopulated. You must divide resource here. Okay, physical resources, agricultural resources, mineral resources, fishing resources, and so on. And then tell me, कहाँ ज़्यादा लोग हैं, कहाँ कम लोग. Aman, these PDFs, did you all get a PDFs of PYQs? No, none of you? Group में आया था, right? That's about it. Aman, it is on your Telegram group. Okay. I'll share again if you want. And please take a printout of this. We have just started. Would we able to do what, Shantanu? And right answer. Which group? See, all of you are mapped to some Telegram groups. ये सब आप मेल चेक करो, उसमें लिंक्स मिला होगा आपको. You go and join your own groups. In those groups we keep announcing class कोई change है, कोई material है, we announce it there. Okay, so check your mail and join your Telegram group. Shantanu, whatever you know right now, you don't have to bother. Any guess, by the way, listen. इसमें आंसर लिखना अभी जरूरी नहीं है. You can, if you want to write down. Right now, I just want to tell you that what type of questions are asked. Have a sense of जो मैं पढ़ा रहा हूं यूज कैसे होगा. Actual writing is your choice. I will not force you right now. And if you want, all of you who are geography students, you have free access to Ask Yuki. I hope you know this tool. Go and type the question on Ask Yuki and ask for a model answer and mention I want a geography linked model answer. मिल जाएगा आपका answer. Okay. We don't have an app yet. https://askyuki.com. This also has a free evaluation of answers also. तो लिखो आंसर एंड फीड कर दो उसमें. डोंट वेट फॉर मी टू गिव यू राइट और रॉन्ग आंसर्स. फॉर नाउ आई एम मैपिंग द क्वेश्चन, दैट्स ऑल. ये जानो कि क्या पढ़ाया जा रहा है, क्वेश्चन कैसे पूछा जा रहा है. एक और क्वेश्चन लिखो. critically examine the factors affecting distribution of population pattern in India. Distribution of population pattern in India. This was 97 का question. Then next question is elucidate population density types in India. Elucidate population density types in India. ये मैंने पढ़ाया नहीं है आपको. I'll do this tomorrow. Asked in 1994. एक और क्वेश्चन है. Examine the major factors. Examine the major factors responsible for growth. Major factors responsible for growth of two highest population density zones in India. Of two highest population density zones of India. (92) में. अब बताओ इसमें क्या उठाओगे. Any two zones of India. बताओ क्या. Which two zones? Huh? Delhi is more like a city. हम जोन बोल रहे हैं. Zone is much larger. North can be a bit more specific. Say Gangetic Plains. Not entire north. Don't go to Jammu Kashmir and Uttaranchal and Ganga Plains. Okay. और zones में the agrarian belts of UP and Bihar. तो जितना ज्यादा स्पेसिफिक करोगे ना उतना बेटर आंसर होगा आपका. Okay. Northern India is too broad. Ganga Plains includes even parts of Uttaranchal and Western UP. Okay. जितना नैरो करोगे. Okay. So make it a Ganga agriculture plains of UP Bihar. एक जोन हो गया. Second, okay, Abhilash says coastal belt. Can you say Konkan belt? Can you say West Coastal Plains? Okay. Example देना है तो I think take up one contiguous belt. Okay. So Maharashtra, Odisha, not wrong, but I will want you to discuss the higher concentration is Gujarat and okay Maharashtra coastal plains of India. ठीक है. और एक और जोन हो सकता है इंडस्ट्रियल जोन्स ऑफ इंडिया. हुगली बेल्ट इंडस्ट्रियल जोन. इंडस्ट्रियल जोन मुंबई, पुणे, ठाणे. Okay, industrial zone. Industrial zone could also be, okay, the southern industrial belt, Chennai, Coimbatore, Tirupur, Kaveri belt. Okay, of course, some of you have not done in that depth, but जब zones बोल रहा है, be more specific. Chhota Nagpur plateau, no, it's not a high population region. हाँ ठीक है. Delhi NCR is fine, okay, but a bigger one is the belt, and you have to. So, if you say coastal belt and Delhi NCR belt, both urban area हो गया ना. Variation कहाँ है आपका discussion में? Both are urban, both have industries. हमें तो दो ऐसे उठाओ, I can discuss two different discussions entirely. So Ganga Plains, I can use history. Ganga Plains, I can use agriculture. Ganga Plains, I can use cultural factors also. Okay, and compare that with Maharashtra coastal plains, ports हैं, urbanization है, okay, in migration issues हैं, तो दो अलग discussions हुआ ना आपका फिर. See, the choice of region is your choice, but pick up smart regions ताकि आप discuss कर पाओ ठीक से. Is it okay, all of you? Okay. So, this was asked in 92. एक और question लिख लो. Analyze the recent trends in the growth and density of population of India. Recent trends in the growth and density of population of India, and evaluate the socio-economic and environmental problems. And evaluate the socio-economic and environmental problems generated by them. This question will wait, okay, there's a lot more discuss. Yes, Shantu, you can add also Bengal, no problem. Bengal is also lower Ganga plains. Yes, you can add, no problem. Okay, all of you? These are the questions asked in the distribution. Okay, that's for today. You have your case study today at 2:30. Please sit through. And tomorrow's class, either I might take or Ajay sir will take, because we have discussions on some case studies based distribution. Okay, so we'll keep on juggling here. Okay, and I'll meet you out. Even I might take tomorrow. Okay, I'll see if I can. Otherwise, Ajay sir will take. And I'll discuss the same distribution along with some discussions on growth. Okay. Chalo, all of you. Okay, bye-bye. I'll give you some articles, no problem. I'll do that. Okay, Aman. Happy to be teaching. Okay, bye-bye.